In this Godot beginner's tutorial, I will show you how to make a helix in Blender and then animate it in Godot. I will start off in Blender to make the helix and its associated UV map. If you want to follow along, you will need to have the Add Curve Extra Objects add-on activated. I add a helix which is located under Curves, Curve Profiles. In order to make the helix a bit more detailed, I changed the end angle to 2000 and the resolution to 300. Under the object data properties, I will increase the extrude amount under the geometry section. Now before I unwrap the helix, I need to convert it to a mesh. In object mode, this can easily be done by right-clicking on the helix and choosing Convert to Mesh. Under the UV editing workspace, I select a face that is roughly in the middle, and using the U key, I choose Reset. This option maps each face to fill the UV grid, giving each face the same mapping, which makes the image tileable. I now select everything and unwrap it again using Follow Active Quads, which allows for a continuous face loop based on the selected faces. The result is a very long unwrap. Now I need to scale the UV along the x-axis until it fits within the bounds of the UV grid. Now I need to paint a few faces that will move over time and produce the animation in Godot. I select the second face on the very bottom of the helix and go into the Texture Paint workspace. I add a base color for the texture. And I remove all of the alpha for the color. I choose white for the color. And for the stroke spacing, I use 1%. Then I open the base color in the image editor. I go into edit mode and I select the second through the fifth faces at the bottom of the helix. Then back in texture paint mode, I click on the mask icon so I paint only on the faces I selected. And then I paint the faces white. Now to make sure this is working correctly, I'll go back in the UV editing workspace and into Look Dev mode. I then select the UVs and move them along the x-axis. If everything is working correctly, I should see the white color moving up along the helix. I select the helix and I export it as a GLTF. And make sure that I have selected objects only under the Include section. In the Godot project, I drag and drop the GLTF file. I double click on the helix object and choose New Inherited. I add a new spatial material, and then I drag and drop the material onto the new spatial material and choose Edit. Under Flags, I turn on Transparent. Under Parameters, I make sure that the cull mode is disabled. I enable emission, make the color white, and increase the energy to 15. Then I select the root node and add an animation player node. I make a new animation and give it a name. I select the helix, and under the material in the inspector, I choose Edit. Under the UV1 section, I add a keyframe for the offset by clicking on the key icon. I go back to emission and I change the color. And I move the playhead to 1. I change the offset for X to 1 and insert a keyframe. I also turn on animation looping. And play the animation. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Have a good day.